Was poppin', was poppin', was poppin'. Welcome to Nicky and Moose. I'm Nicky. That's Moose. What's up, Moose?
What up, y'all?
And let me tell you, we have a special episode 50.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah, this one's for the books.
I mean, we asked for it. I shot my shot. I said, hey, Wallo, I need you. What's up? I know Nick. I'm here. Like, what's up? Woo woo. I'm not even gonna say no more. I'm not even gonna ask how Moose feels. Let's get into this intro.
Two kids from Queens, cut from a different cloth. Now joining forces, helping you to elevate your personal brand. Yeah, I'm talking about Nicky and Moose, bringing you a never before seen perspective into the mindset, the mentality, the behaviors, the driving force, but more importantly, the stories behind the people and brands that you know and love the most.
And you already know what time it is. It is review of the week. All right, real quick, I almost skipped this section because I wanted to go straight into this, but I always got to show the love to the reviewers. Moose would have killed me. So real quick, catch up. Okay. Well, fam, for me, it's both the catch up on all main courses is a necessity unless you're a bomb cook like our BU bro, D-Lo, maybe not. I'm so confused, but okay. Maybe leaving reviews has been crazy to stay up with. Any point is Nicky and Moose are my timeless faves. I'm a stronger spirit and human because of their consistency. I can't even say that word. Consistency on these weekly podcast episodes. Hence are just a few major whys of why I stay rocking with them. So log on and be elevated NYC style. You'll be grateful you did. That was a long one. Sheesh.
Love it. That's what's up. There's some love in there.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who leaves us a review. But let's get into this guest. Wallo267.
Let's make it happen.
Yo,
Yes.
This is major. First and foremost, thank you. I don't want to leave that to the end. Thank you for jumping on Nicky and Moose. We had to ask you to come on because if we're talking about branding, we're talking about business, your story needs to be break down way more than anybody because you're the now, right? We're big on the before, but you're the now. So for the three people who don't know who you are, three, because there's only, can you let the people know just a little bit about you? Because I got questions.
My name Wallo267. Wallo267. My name was Wallo in the streets. 267 come from my prison number to let me know where I come from and where I ain't going back to. My number was DG267 in prison. It's also the area code of Philly, 267. But I'm a person did time in prison, armed robbery, firearm convictions. Came home 37 and just, I went to social media. I told my story. I encouraged people. I pushed people. During the whole time I was doing that, I was branding myself, got my logo, and I just wore it every day I could wear it. I wore my slogans every day I could wear it. And I just pushed it. And people got used to seeing me every day. And now I'm here. I got a podcast, #1 podcast. I speak all over. I do all types of stuff. Marketing for companies, consulting for companies. I don't know. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, I guess.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Moose, I'm starting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it. Come on.
All right. So you were locked up for 20 years, but there was one thing that caught me when you were in there. You used to watch commercials. You didn't watch shows, you watch commercials. Can you break down why did you only watch commercials instead of the shows? Because I feel like that was research for you. But break down to the people.
you know, as you get older, you don't think about it, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I was like, why that Big Mac never look like that when I go in the store? Like it look on TV, something ain't right.
Yeah.
So I used to look at stuff. Like, why all these keep seeing this color? Why are they playing this rap music in there? Or why are they play? So to understand, and I started just watching commercials religiously. I just sit back and write them, watch them, write my little notes down or whatever, and just be like, okay, it was only this time. I would count the time, the seconds it was on, or whatever it may be. But it was like, I was just fascinated by commercials, and because I was like, these people is making us buy this shit, and then I realized that the commercial was the reason that the show was able to be on this network, because they sponsored it, and it was a bunch of deep shit. Then I started reading stuff. Then I read George Lois, Damn Good Advice, one of the greatest marketing admin ever. They made the TV show Mad Men about him. I don't know if you ever seen that, John.
Yep.
Yeah.
George Lois, Damn Good Advice was one of the hell of a books I ever read. So I used to just watch and I understood red. I understood that red evoke emotion, and certain colors is part of the branding. That's why you see my logo red on my page. You know what I mean? You always see me, like a lot of times you'll see me in red if I ain't got black on.
Right.
You know? Like, so it was little things. Then I realized that, McDonald's ain't make that commercial, ad agency did. They got paid. The ad agency got paid to market this or create this commercial. Then they probably, you know what I mean, outsourced some people to do it. And you know how this shit go. And bang, you got commercial.
But was there a particular commercial that like truly inspired how you do your content now?
No, it wasn't no commercial, because most of these commercials is high productions.
Yeah. So
it couldn't really do me like no. I just knew that you ain't had that much time, and I knew that from the commercial I realized about attention span. So when you see my videos and I was jumping off a roof or running over a highway or coming out the Hudson River, wherever I was at, it was about I had to grab your attention immediately. So at the beginning of the video, I'm grabbing your attention. First, you're like, yo, this dude laying on the ground with ketchup on his head. What is he doing? Now I made you stop, because the timeline in social media is a battle for attention. So my whole thing is like, how can I battle with the girl that's naked, the athlete, the rapper, and all these other people that's got all these trinkets and all this gimmicks going on in life? I got something for them. Ain't nobody gonna be coming down this timeline in the ghetto jumping off a roof. Ain't nobody gonna be laying on the ground acting like they got shot in their head. Ain't nobody gonna be running across the highway. So I said, I got him. I ain't got to worry about it. I don't care if she naked. She ain't gonna stop traffic like I'm gonna stop traffic. Right. When I'm running across this E-way and you see this 18-wheeler coming, you know what I mean? So it was like, I got him. So that's what I learned. I learned that shit, and like, and then and I'm like, all I need is this phone and a tripod. Mm-hmm. Shit, it's over. It's a game over. Mm-mm. You know what I mean?
Tag, you're it, Moose.
Yeah, Wallo, man, we had I think it was cool just kind of, even before the show, you was chatting up a little bit just about your experience, your outlook on creators and what they do and what they don't do. But I like what you said about everyday people, or more so the creatives, the graphic designers, the videographers being kind of like the Swiss Army knife, right? I like that analogy. But on the flip side of that, you're still someone who can capture content. Like you said, you're a now person, capture content, post it now. Talk to me about just your perspective when it comes to balance. Like, yeah, you want to be organic, but you also understand the importance of having high quality branding, high quality material, that the audience can engage with.
I believe it depends on the platform. Like Instagram is just a simple thing, but it depends on you and how much time you got, and if you got somebody right there. Me, I'm like, damn, okay, I could throw something on Insta, throw it up. We film it right now, shoot it right here, throw it up. I could do that, or I could, do I got time to have somebody chop it up and edit it? No, I want it out there now. Now, if I'm ready to do something for YouTube, like I would have $1 million worth of game, or when I was doing Where's Wallo, I'd be like, all right, let me go shoot that. And I shot every episode of them joints on my phone with a tripod. And I'd be like, damn, let me call Nick, I need you to box it. I need you to put a presentation around this. I need you to package this shit up. So my logo come on the intro, come on, where's Wallo at? Pop up at the bottom of the screen, my logo, all right, bet. All right, cool. It's levels. It's definitely levels for content. And It's just about the placement of that content. That's when you start talking about the packaging or non-packaging of the product. You know what I mean? Or that content. So it's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Different places. You know what I mean? Because some people might like you to see you here, but I think that it could add value. But I was talking to somebody yesterday. They said, man, every time I did stuff, got a camera crew and all this shit to do this stuff, it wouldn't get that much traction. I said, because you got to understand this. On here, most people is receiving your information on here. Now, if you go to Netflix or even YouTube sometimes, they expected it to be more graphic orientated. But if it's coming through social media, it's coming at a timeline, they just used to, you know what I'm saying? The highly professional shit might throw them off sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it is about that feeling, how you feeling at the moment and getting it out there immediately, you know?
Was there a point where you did get all the camera crew and everything like that and it just didn't work? Like you said, you know what, it's time to step up, and you tried it, but then you were like, no, the best thing I can do is from my phone. Like I'm gonna just stay with that.
I bought, Nick can tell you this shit. I bought several cameras, man. I bought 2-3 cameras, personal ones that I thought I was gonna be able to. And Nick can tell you, Nick like ordered them for me. I always would give them away on Instagram to somebody else some shit. Because it's like, it's too much, it's too bulky. I don't need to. I got 2 phones. That's all I need. I'm like Kevin Gates, got 2 phones.
Right.
Put them in my pocket. I'm out of here, man. I don't want to be held down. You know.
I'm with that.
That's how that was.
Go ahead, Moose.
Hey, let me talk to you about this, because I think one of the things that also goes unnoticed, and we talked about this briefly as well, just kind of people falling short of either their work ethic or maybe not fully capitalizing on their potential. So I love quotes, and I was looking up some of the stuff that you wrote, and I came across one of these things, that you said out there. You said, if you can run a game, you can run a company. If you can write a rap, you can write a book. If you can film a street fight, you can shoot a movie. So don't just take over the block, take over the world, and stop selling yourself short. So a big focus on personal brands through go for it.
I didn't write that. That's something I reposted. Now I see
okay.
brand. But that's real, because if you go on if you Google movie shot on iPhone, there's movies on Netflix that were shot on iPhones. So that's real. If you could shoot a street fight, you could, like, if you could run a block, you could run all that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? It's just about an energy transfer. You got to be able to transfer that energy of documenting dumb shit to documenting something with substance that's going to add value to you, your family, or your community. And that's all it's about. If you could hustle a bag of Coke, you could sell a T-shirt. You know what I mean? So it's different, it's different ways of seeing it, but I believe that, man. You gotta do an energy transfer. Transfer the energy of doing dumb shit, the energy of doing stuff that's going to add value, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, talk about, I guess more so, because like when I think of the word personal brands, I focus more on the person first. And I'm like, there's some development that needs to happen to the person before you can be a brand, right?
Yeah,
and I feel like.
See, like with me, I think what make my shit roll is that I'm not perfect. I don't know shit. If I feel like cussing, I'm a cuss. If I feel like slapping my girl in the ass while we walking down the street, I'm gonna do it. I don't like the perfect shit. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna last, because that's not real. It's cool for a while, but it'll fade out because it'll get mundane. It'll get boring. You'll be like, oh yeah, I'm perfect. I don't do this. Don't do that. Do that. That's not real life. Because in your real life, do you cuss? Who don't cuss on the planet? The pastor cuss. The E-man cuss.
Facts.
Like, so we'll be having everybody trying to be. So my thing is relatable. It's like, no, Wallo was Wallo. Wallo create. Wallo do him.
So I'm gonna ask this. When did you know it started working? Like, you came out, you did these videos, but was there a particular video, a particular gig, whatever it was, that okay, there we go, I got it. It was just a matter of time.
I think it started working for me when people used to think I was crazy. When I used to hear back from other friends, be like, yo, what's the name that was talking about? They think Wallo went crazy in jail. Wallo this, Wallo that. I'm like, oh yeah, this shit working. Because the reason I say it was working because I knew I had more time to develop what I was doing, because if they think you crazy and you doing something, you ain't got to worry about nobody jumping on what you doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, bet. Because wasn't nobody out. See, the great thing about what I started doing, I ain't see nobody out here doing what I was doing.
Right.
Wasn't nobody running down on a motherfucking street or jumping on. Nobody was doing that, just to, how can I say, candy coated medicine. Nobody was doing that. My shit was like, I had to do that to grab your attention, to give you some shit that could add value to your life. Nobody was doing that on the tip that I was on. So it was like, for them to say that, people, I'm getting back, yeah, he crazy. I said, yeah, I got something. It's game time. Because the people that have something is never going to be digestible at first. People not going to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
People going to call it crazy, weird, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's what that shit is about.
So you literally was like, oh, they call me crazy. It's a go. It's winning. Like,
Yeah,
it's actually working.
I was in jail when they was calling Kanye crazy.
Yep.
I seen that. Everybody great they call crazy.
Mm.
So
wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that. Like, you didn't just say what you just said.
Yeah.
Bring that back.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, they said I'm crazy. I'm like, yeah, bet I got him. It's gonna be good now. You know?
But when sorry, Moose. But when did you think the same people that said, how long, the same people that say you're crazy is like, yo, that's the man. Like, he got it. Look what he built.
I convert all the naysayers. I converted all of them. Wherever they say something in public or private, I convert people. Because at the end of the day, people jump on what they see that the people they look up to jump on.
Right.
When they see the favorite artist with me or reposting me or shouting me out or whatever, they like, they bow out. A Hall of Fame athlete, you know what I mean? Basketball player. It's like, this boy, man, just because I'm just doing me. I'm not gonna flex on nobody. That's a big difference.
These are facts.
I'm not out here flexing on nobody.
These are facts.
You know?
Moose.
Man, I'm looking, and I like to study, right? Like, for me, I understand everybody does their thing. That's what makes them you or makes them them. But I know what makes me, right? And it's like, yo, intimately getting to know something, studying, learning. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a learner, right? I think that's actually a lot of beauty in that. So I'm kind of studying your story, and I'm like, man, 20 years in jail, 2 years after getting out, or at least in the last 2 years, really, tremendous amount of growth. I mean, the podcast, everything kind of took off. How was it for you being able to stay like just focused and disciplined? Because like I like what you guys have done with the podcast, where you're able to get the artist to speak to the younger generation and really show them another way out. And I love that. But I think even for yourself, like, it could have been easy to get distracted. Be like, man, from where I was to where I am now, 18 months in, 12 months in, I'm good now. But I think you kept riding that wave, and it's created this storm that can't be messed with right now. How were you able to stay disciplined during that time?
Because it's like with me, a lot of people don't know, I like to chill more than anything. Like, a lot of times you might see me on the ground when Gil doing the video. I'm in the back laying down on the couch, chilling. Like, me, I like to be chilling. I don't really care about, like, I don't care if people, I'm not trying to, how can I say, buy people attention. I'm not trying to worry about the thing. I'm not caught up in the things. I'm happy, and I won once they let me out of prison. I won when I wake up every morning. So it's like, I just enjoy creating. Like, how some people, like, they like to say, oh, I want to go on vacation. I want to go. No, I enjoy creating. I enjoy buying some equipment and doing some shit with that and making it work for me. And that's my excitement. Like, when I'm done shooting or when I'm done doing something, that's all I care about. I ain't worrying about You know, some people want to go. Like if y'all knew how many parties I turned down, how many tours I turned down, y'all be like, damn. I'd be like, no, I'm cool. I ain't. I mean, I get my interview. Come on, wow, let's go to strip club tonight. No, I'm going to the hotel. Take me a nice hot shower, and I'm going to watch YouTube or some shit on my MacBook.
Right.
Gil might go with y'all. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because he already lived the rapper life. But I'm gonna be at the joint. Probably go get me a meal,
Just
and
chill
that's
out.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So
So the podcast, right? Huge. Why the podcast? And did you know out the gate that it was going to work? Because it felt like the very first episode, it was like number one. Second episode, number one, and then
what happened was
Barstool.
I didn't know. You don't never know. You just bullshit. Like me, I'm one of the people. I don't give a fuck what happened.
Yep.
I know this one thing I know. If you could do something for a month, you could do it for 2 months. You could do it for 2. You could do it for 4. I'm the type of person that's know you just got to do that shit,
Right.
and it's gonna pop. It might don't pop. It might don't pop the first 6 months, but it might pop that 7th month.
Yeah.
So my whole thing was like, come on, cuz we gonna do this shit. You know what I mean? And it was like game time. I did some research, looked some shit up, and it was like game time. You know, and it wasn't no thought to it.
How Barstool? Like how? Like I think a lot of people want to know, because podcasters, even ourselves, like you got a major deal. It was all over.
Yeah.
If people could Google it, if you don't know.
See, what you gotta understand is about, like, this game is about, to be honest with y'all, this shit is about audiences.
Yep.
And it's about having an engaging audience. Like, you see our people is different type of people.
Yeah.
And they engage with us, they fuck with us. And, you know, when you a big company like a Barstool, you can see what's going on in the back end. You can see what's real and what's fake.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, y'all motherfuckers is like the real deal. You know, we met with them. You know, we at the same time we was talking to Spotify.
Yep.
We talked to the big boy Spotify. You know what I mean? Courtney Hope. Look him up.
Yep.
So we talked to the big boy direct. He called our phone directly. So we talking to him, then we talking to them. You know, it was different things. You know, ownership was very important to us. And, you know, at that time, you know, Barstool understood that we own our, you know, they understood ownership.
Right.
And we're gonna retain that. So that, you know, they came back. We went up to New York, then they came back to Philly, sat down with us in a restaurant. We negotiated the deal right there. It took us 5 minutes, and it was game time. They walked away. We shook hands, and they've been our partners ever since.
That's dope. That's dope. Speaking of the podcast, of course, there's been a lot of big name guests on there. I even saw a clip of you hanging with Nip, RIP to him, before he passed. I'm sure that was.
Are you gonna steal my question? Oh my God!
Okay, no, that's not what I'm gonna ask.
Okay,
but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Out of all the people that you've met with, I think you can recognize real energy. But what piece of advice you think stood out? Maybe or something that you learned or heard from all of these different people. What's the one thing that stood out from you from the variety, or like, you know, the many different folks that you've met with?
It's a lot, but like when you talk about Nip, because at the time me and Nip was on Where's Wallo. When I did when I was doing Where's Wallo. Because Where's Wallo was before me and I was with the game. You know what I'm saying? That was before me and I was with the game. You know, so it was like I was shooting that, and it was like
on the phone. Everybody,
yeah.
He shot that on the phone. You can YouTube that.
Yeah, got wifey on there. She's calling me.
What's up, wifey?
Say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, wifey.
I'm gonna call you back. I'm on the Zoom, babe. Okay. Love you. So on the phone, and Nip was special, and I'm gonna say something about it. You know, I learned a lot of different things from different people. But what Nip gave me was that no matter who it was that walked in that room, he respected everybody. From the person that was bringing the pizza to the person that was opening the door to driving the car, And he gave them attention, looked them in the eye. You all right? Cool. And that was Nip. And that was something that I always carried with me. Like, damn, Nip. You know what I mean? You get that, and then you get with people like Kevin Durant, and you realize that Kev is real humorous.
Right.
Like he got some, you know what I mean? Kev got some jokes. And you be like, because you just always see him, he laid back, serious. But no, Kev got some jokes with him, you know what I mean? Like he really got on me about not having no game and all this shit, you know what I mean? Like he really got some, you know, but it's like, and then you get with somebody like Mayweather and be like, yo, man, he really appreciative of being able to be on the platform and his story get told the way he want to tell it.
Right.
And then ain't nobody trying to, you know, drop no bomb, you know, have no landmines on him. You know what I mean? So everybody got a different situation. Then when you with Shaq, we tripping out, and there's so much business information coming out. You think it's going to be sports? No, Shaq bringing that business shit out.
Yeah, Shaq
You know what I mean?
is a whole big business.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, when we do our thing, me and Gil, what's so good about us, we're pulling different things out of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we in music, I'm going for the business shit. Like Gil might talk about the life, we gonna get some laughs in life, different shit about the industry journeys he had. I'm going in about, do you own your masters? Would you be independent today? Would you do it differently? What's the importance of a manager? Do you got a cameraman? Do you own your own studio? Because I'm getting information that the person that's coming up, that's watching this shit, could use. I'm getting this person to give up the game, $1 million worth of game about an industry that everybody when they come in. So I'm gonna say, all right, I'm gonna get that information from them doing my questioning that's gonna add value to you, even if you're an athlete. Even if you like, you know, if you go back and you look, Ice Cube basically did a masterclass on our show about screenwriting.
Yep. Saw that.
So that's what that shit is about to me. So everybody did a different thing.
So I remember a conversation, like the first time I talked to you, it was with Nick, and you emphasize the importance of that everybody is a media company, right?
Yeah.
I want you to break that down to the people, because I don't think people truly understand that just with their phone, they literally have a company. The content that they put out, the platforms that they're on, and if they understand how to monetize it, is a whole different level. But that conversation like changed everything. I think that's one of the reasons why we even started the podcast. But talk to the people why you feel so strong, and why even people truly consider you a media mogul, because you have that mindset of you are a media company.
Because when you look at it, it's like all you need is this.
Yeah.
On here, I go right on here. I can first think of a name, look up the name. If nobody got it, I get an LLC. I could trademark it. I could do all that. Whatever company, 2021 company, media company. Then I could take this phone. I could shoot me whatever I want to shoot. I could record music on here. I could record podcasts on here. I could do all this shit on here. So everybody is walking around with a media company in their pocket, but they just don't know how to set up the infrastructure to be able to monetize off that. And everything I do on here, I could put it on YouTube, or I could go on Patreon and create a paywall and put it behind that and monetize that shit. Just imagine if everybody seen that and understood that. So now it's like, if you understand that, this thing you got in your pocket that you might just use to go on social media, you could be using this to do 1,000 different things in your media company. Simple.
Go ahead, Moose. Because you know I had like 3 more questions after that one.
Yeah. Now you spoke about, you said in this game it's all about audience, right? But you also told us before the show you ain't got time to do a masterclass. So maybe I could pull one out of you real quick in maybe a couple minutes here. What's the short version of Wallo's masterclass on how to reach and grow an audience in 21?
You got audience and you got community. A lot of times audiences, they sway. You got to try to build a community. Community is your people. Them your diehard people that's gonna rock with you. You know what I mean? They're going. You know, it's a difference between the audience. It's a difference between the community. It's a difference between fans, haters. All of that shit is necessary to win. You need a good. You know, it depends on how many followers you got, but you need a good 20% to be haters. You know what I mean? Because they marketers. Haters is your marketing team. They're gonna go tell people about you and why they don't like you. And if you got something good going on, when they go tell the people they don't like you, and the people go back to your page, and you got something to land on, they're gonna start fucking with you. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna need like a real audience. 50% of them people got to be community. 50% of the people got to be community. Then the rest can be a part of the audience, because audience sway. You know, the audience for some of these artists from 2 years ago, them artists gone, they somebody else's audience now. But when you think about community, Tyler the Creator got a community.
Major.
J. Cole got a community.
Yep.
Kendrick Lamar got a community. Kanye West got a community. Some of these other artists, they just got audiences. Because that community is the people that if you go quiet and you ain't putting nothing out, and out of nowhere you come up on your, you know, you put a documentary out or you put something out on, it's going to go to number one because your community is never leaving you. You're a part of their life. So they're going to keep you there forever. You know, it's people that's just like, they love Metallica. They got a community.
Yep.
No matter when they drop, they going on tour, they shit going to sell out. Oh my God. Because, you know, it connects. Certain people know how to connect people with memories. And you can build a community, like even with me. You know, it's people that got memories with me when I help them get through a moment. Or they seen a video. So that's a memory that's going to live with them forever. You know? So it's different. You can build the community. You just got to be you every day. And you got to get them something that they can hold on. Not something that's a wave. A lot of people be having audiences, but a lot of them audiences be waves. They be moments.
That's
you
good.
See what I'm saying?
That's good. Yeah.
That's a bar. That's a bar. Okay, we're gonna get another mini masterclass based off our conversation. Podcasting. Okay, you have the #1 podcast, and people have been trying to get on the charts forever, wanting to start a podcast. Talk to the people real quick about how to start, but how to monetize as well. Because I think you flip just content and audio so perfectly that it makes a bag in 2.3 seconds.
Well, with a podcast, first, you got to have an audience or a community of people that's going to push your stuff. Because everybody now, if you got people that's going to push this, first of all, it only take a couple $100 to start. You get a Zoom recorder, or you can do it on your phone. It depends up to you. Or you can buy some serious equipment. You know what I mean? Some serious equipment.
Ooh.
Whatever.
What is that, 5 cameras right there?
Yeah, it's 4 of them, big boys.
Yikes.
Big boys. Yeah. Or you can shoot on your phone, get a Zoom recorder off of Amazon. Shit is real inexpensive. Then you got to pick what platform you want to use. Do you want to go with Buzzsprout? I went with Buzzsprout. They give you all the data of every city, bang, and they put you on every platform. It's just like DistroKid for music. The way you can monetize quick, and we was able to monetize from the rip, is get some sponsors. Find companies in your community. It could be a small business, because a clothing brand. It could be it could be anything. Gas station. We had funeral homes. We had hair companies. We had trucking companies. We had towing companies. We had all type of motherfuckers that I was just fine. We were fine.
So you went local first. You didn't go for the big
always.
boys.
Yeah, I went local because I was already doing commercials for people, car dealerships. You know what I mean? Springfield Hyundai. So you see all that. Now, when we talk about charting is a battle with yourself. A lot of people see when they're beating yourself. When one of your first highest shows is going to be your first show because it's not going up against your prior shows.
Yes.
It go higher when you did more numbers than shows prior. So that's how. So you're battling with your averages. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you go up on them charts. And you just got to be consistent. Some people could beat the charts up because they put so many episodes out that it pushed the album because it's the consistency. Like we only do 52 a year, once a week. But you got other people that's going to do 2 or 3 a week. You know what I mean? To us, that's oversaturating. We don't want to burn the people out.
Right.
I'd rather let you look to me every week. The biggest shows in life, they was only once a week.
Yeah.
Cosby's, Jefferson's, whatever you was watching. You know what I mean? So I'll just be like, we cool once a week.
Makes sense. I know you inspired Earn Your Leisure. I was watching their interview, and they're like, yo, I talked to Wallo. Like, we started our podcast through the phone. They recorded that thing through the phone, simple mics, and they like top in the business podcast charts.
Yeah,
So,
they big boys. They're fucking big boys.
yeah.
Because you just gotta go. Like even with us Earn Your Leisure, we got into the game like early but late.
Yeah.
Because Joe and them been doing it. A lot of people text home. A lot of people been doing it.
Yeah.
I think Ice had one, Nori had one. So you had a lot of people doing it. But we got in it early on. This generation that's moving now. This movement of podcasts. We became like the early people in that right now generation.
Yeah.
The people that's pushing. You know what I mean? So it's like you got people that's doing it, man. So it's like, it's just a push. But you just gotta do it. That's it.
You heard it. Go ahead, Moose.
Hey, to take a break from the serious and business talk for a moment. Of course, we rock with ET heavy, and I know I think man, QDZ told us that you guys all connected recently. But I think working with him so closely, one of the things I'm always fascinated by is when he hears a response, maybe from somebody he meets out in the street, and he'll be like, wow, I can't believe he got that through a video, or she got that through a video. What's maybe an encounter you had with someone and they told you a story about, what maybe something your message or your video did for them? Is there any stories that stick out for you? Like, yeah, I remember so-and-so I met in this city. And
it's a lot. You'd be surprised because it'd be so many, and I see so many people, even the people who you interview, the celebrities and all, they'd be like, yo, I needed that video. I'd be like, oh. I'd be like, damn, and then it'd be the people that, see, this we understand. Everybody that's not liking don't mean he not watching. That's not following, that don't mean no. I got more people that's following than people that's following. Let me show you something. I literally got more people that's following than following. So when I go to my analytics, right, your insights, and I look at here you go, my interaction, and let me see. Look at this, say for in the last 30 days, if you look, right, look at this.
Yep, the non-followers. Whew.
wow.
Look at them impressions.
44 mil. 44 mil for our audio people. Sheesh.
Wow.
So if
That's
you got
what's
all
up.
these people following, it's just different.
So it's
You see what I'm
nearly
saying?
more than double than those who are actually following.
That's why I don't be tripping. I don't be tripping about my followers because there's more people follow me than the people that's following me.
That's a whole
Because
That's heavy.
you see the people that hit it. So it's like I don't be tripping. I just do me. So when somebody run up on me, I don't be like, do you follow me? They be like, yo, man, I don't even follow you, but I love your shit. I'm like, all right, cool.
right.
You ain't gotta follow me.
And that's the most important part. That as long as they're following the message, as long as they're following the brand.
Somebody send it to them.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I want to bring it back real quick. So there is a way you do your content is almost like fearless, right? It's just like, I don't care what people say. Like you said, I jump up from the building, have catch up on me. It doesn't matter, right? Where do you think that kind of stems from? Like where do you, because people on social media care. Like that's why they do what they do, is like, I care what the feedback is. You are like, nah, I'm gonna do what I do.
A like is not love. And we got to understand that everybody not going to like you. There's 7.8 billion people on the planet. You don't need everybody to win. Why should I care? I was in jail. The guards used to come to my cell some days, strip me down, strip search the cell. I ain't care about that shit. You know what I mean? And it had me not caring anymore. It's like, if that go through that humiliation, what you not liking the post gonna mean to me? What you not following gonna mean to me? What you saying you don't like me gonna mean to me? I done been through the bottom already. Fuck. All this stuff is happiness. Whether you commenting good stuff or you not commenting, or you commenting bad stuff, it all helped me. It'll help the algorithm. So, I just like, fuck it. Fuck what they think. I mean, it don't matter.
That's so hard for some people, though. That's
I already know. That's what makes me so different.
yeah.
So I'm cool with it.
Big facts.
Man, Wallo, this will probably be my last question, man. And I think Nicky said it in the beginning, but for us, we started this as, it was almost kind of like a mistake. It was a joke for us, right? Pandemic, we was like, man, watching The Last Dance, let's start doing breakdowns on some of these teams, some of these brands, some of these businesses, and what makes them them. And it was during a time where a lot of people were losing their lives, of course, with COVID and whatnot. And we was like, yo, this is great. We can give people flowers while they're still here. Like, we don't even got to wait for them to pass on. We can just give them flowers here. So obviously this is our token of appreciation to you and giving you your flowers for just being a stand-up guy. But in my last question, I'm just curious to know, having gone through all of this, where you're at now, again, very, very present, very authentic, very real. But what keeps you going? What's that thing that you feel is the thing that you're working toward now, or more importantly, just the thing that's keeping you moving day to day?
It ain't really about a thing that I'm looking for. I know that, the fire that's in me that you see is my brother that got killed, that I carry with me every day. It's like, man, you know what I thought about? I said, man, I don't really care about too much shit to be working on. I just know I grind, and I know I got other things I'm going to do. I don't tell you what I want to do, what I'm going to do. And it's just like, I wake up every day. That's what I'm working on. I wake up every day for another. If I get, 40, if I get 30 out this joint, if I get another 40, I'm 42. If I get another 40, I'm cool with that. And I'm working on that. That's what I'm working on, more importantly, to wake up for 40 more years. And I think I'll be cool when I leave. You know what I mean? Because we all going to leave, and that's something I think about all the time. So when I leave, I'm happy that when I leave, I ain't going to never leave. Because what I'm doing is going to live here forever. I'm going to be alive forever. If I aspire today, I drop today, I'm going to be here forever. I left enough on this planet to be here forever, and it might be appreciated more, 15 years from after I'm dead, it's going to be like, yo, this dude was you know how it go. This dude was, dude was a genius. So it's like, that's what I'm working on, to wake up for 40 more years.
Let me ask my last question. I don't think I could top that one, but I'm going to ask the question for the people, right? As far as personal branding, you've done it all. You've done the merch, you've done the podcast, you've done the YouTube, you've got the 1 million followers. If somebody was starting or trying to just start all over, what is the order that you feel people should start with? Like, we already know you're going to say with the phone, but like, where does the podcast fit in? Where does like the YouTube series fall into, if you was to just start with a whole brand new person?
Well, first you just got to start. It depends on what platform you like the most. You can start on YouTube, or you can start on Instagram, but wherever you start, you got to start. Like, Instagram is real easy to build up quick. But YouTube is too, I guess, if you got some real good shit every day.
Yeah.
But I just think YouTube sometimes got to be more organized. Where your Instagram, you can just start that shit popping, set it up, and just go. But I think you should focus on YouTube. If you focus on these three at the same time, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and you get them Jones cranking, I think to be able to have 2,000-3,000 followers on each of them platforms, oh, you fucking winning. I think I think you get 2,000, 3,000 organic, people on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Oh, you rocking. A good 2,000 on each joint that's interactive with your shit, you're going to see it grow. Just say, damn, I'm taking this bitch to 2,000. Once you get it.
Uh-oh. Where did he go? Uh-oh. I think we lost him.
All right.
Sheesh.
Mm-hmm.
At least we got the last question. You know what I mean?
We got it in.
We got it in. Listen. Oh, here he comes. I think we got him. Back. Let's see. Let me see if I get him. Hold up. Bang. There we go. He's back.
What's the name died? My MacBook died.
Oh.
All the way real. Come on.
Oh, the battery.
All the way real. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, so it's just like that's all it's about, you know, just figuring out the platforms as you want. But them three, you can never lose with them three.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
Yeah.
So I want to say, Wallo, we appreciate you. Thank you for jumping on Nicky and Moose and being honorable with the request. You know what I mean? Being honorable for the request.
No problem. Y'all need me again, hit me up.
Absolutely. And we want to end it off with your final words. Normally we do Moose final words, but what's the final words you got for the people?
The final words is live your fucking life. You know, this is your journey. You're not in nobody in that race. You ain't in no race with nobody but yourself. That race is just you. You're on the track. You're in the arena by yourself. Focus on that. Don't be looking on the side. Don't be looking on that side. Don't be worrying about nobody else. The race is your race. Define that race. What's the destination? What type of energy you got to use during the race? But it's your race. But at the end of the day, live your fucking life, man. When I say live it, I'm talking about live it all the way out. You know, you don't want to be a person in the graveyard, you know, sitting there like, damn, I ain't do what I wanted to do. Can't go back out there. I can't go back outside. I'm done.
Right.
And I ain't everything that I wanted to do. I put everything that I wanted to do and everything that I wanted to be on hold just to appease other people, man. So I tell people, live your fucking life, man. That's the final word, you know.